Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at some real-world experiences, specifically two people navigating some pretty big career changes.
Yeah, our source is this really candid chat between Sophia and Daniel. It gives a great window into, the ups and downs of professional life.
Exactly, and our mission here is to pull out some key insights, really, about career transitions, handling more responsibility, and that constant challenge,
Hmm.
communication.
And understanding how different people approach their goals, because their paths are quite different.
Absolutely.
So let's unpack this.
What's really interesting, I think, is how these two stories, even though they're different, they kind of show these universal truths, things that apply to almost anyone figuring out their career.
Totally agree. Let's kick things off with Daniel's new chapter then. He recently stepped into a project manager role,
Right.
and he described it as, quote, exciting, but also quite challenging. You could really feel that tension early on. Oh, definitely. He found himself pretty quickly not just, juggling multiple teams and deadlines,
Yeah.
but really dealing with conflicting priorities from different departments. He admitted feeling overwhelmed when even his best plans started to go sideways.
Right.
It really highlights that leadership isn't just about the big plan, is it? It's also about resilience when things will get messy.
And his biggest hurdle, he pointed straight at communication, specifically making sure everyone's on the same page, particularly, he said, with remote team members. What was your take on why that felt so overwhelming for him?
Well, it seemed like it wasn't just about sending emails or updates.
No.
For Daniel, the real struggle was trying to get that spontaneous collaboration going, making sure the nuance got across when people weren't in the same room.
Yeah.
He kind of realized that missing those quick, informal check-ins, that could lead to some serious misalignment. And frustration, too. It's a common issue now with remote work, but maybe underestimated.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's pivot now to Sophia. Her story is quite different.
Ah,
A really bold leap.
yeah.
She took the leap, as she put it, from a corporate job straight into freelancing. UX design. That's a huge shift.
Massive. Going from that structured environment to basically, building your own thing from scratch.
Right.
She called it a roller coaster, which sounds about right. She loved the freedom, sure, but she learned fast that independence needs, well, serious discipline. Suddenly, she had to be her own salesperson, her own marketing team, handle all the operations, constantly finding clients, managing her time with no boss looking over her shoulder.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, the insight there is maybe that real independence isn't about escaping structure. It's more about building a new one when you impose on yourself.
Yeah.
And the stakes feel even higher sometimes.
And what really struck me about Sophia was her mindset. She actually said, I'd rather take the risk than always wonder what if.
That really stood out, didn't it?
It did. What does that tell us about her approach, you think? Especially compared to Daniel, who was more focused on mastering the structure he was in.
Well, it really highlights a choice, doesn't it? Actively chasing potential versus maybe enduring what you already know. For Sophia, it seems satisfaction came from having that agency, having the guts to redraw her own map, even with all the uncertainty. It suggests maybe for some people, the biggest risk isn't failing.
It's not trying.
Exactly, not trying at all.
So connecting these dots then, both Daniel and Sophia's stories, they really show that any career path involves, well, no small feat, right? Big undertakings.
Absolutely. Whether you're adjusting to more responsibility inside a company like Daniel, or you're embracing the unpredictable world of freelancing like Sophia, growth is just rarely easy or, a straight line.
Right. And it's fascinating how communication, even though it looked different for each of them,
Yeah, internal teams for Daniel, external clients for Sophia.
it still ended up being this critical foundation for both their success and their struggles.
Precisely. It's not just what you communicate, but how you tailor it, right? To your team, your boss, or like Sophia, trying to understand a client's brief. It's fundamental.
And what's also clear is that both of them, despite the unique struggles, they found fulfillment. It kind of pushes back on the idea that there's only one right way to be satisfied professionally.
Absolutely. Satisfaction can come from mastering complexity in a big role, or from that exhilarating, maybe sometimes terrifying freedom of building your own thing.
So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening right now as you navigate your own journey? We've seen two really different paths here,
Each with significant hurdles, yeah.
but both leading to really valuable learning, valuable growth. Does Daniel's focus on getting team communication right really resonate? Or perhaps Sophia's sheer willingness to take the leap into something unknown?
It brings up a good question to chew on, I think.
Yeah. In your own career, are you leaning more towards mastering the art of juggling multiple teams, working within an existing structure? Or maybe would you dare to embrace that roller coaster like Sophia did, forging a totally new direction, completely on your own terms? Something to think about.